So, as an agency owner coming up on 1 year, I have had my fair share of outreach and time put into emailing, DMing, all kinds of forms of outreach. And today I really wanted to cover what was the best method that has worked for my agency that maybe you should focus on as well. Look, it goes without saying that there are many forms of outreach, and different gurus and marketing videos are going to teach you different ways of outreach. And sure, it may work for them, but I have had trial runs with all the different kinds of outreach methods, and I wanted to share in this video which has worked better for me in getting clients and high-paying e-commerce clients that have attributed to my success in the SMMA space. Before we get started, I wanted to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers on the channel. That has been a bucket list thing in my life, and I'm really proud to say that I've achieved it. So thank you for everybody that's subscribed and watches my videos. Here's to 10K. Also, linked down below, there are free outreach templates that you can use for every form of outreach that I'm going to talk about in this video, as well as a link to my consultation service. We basically just talk for an hour about SMMA, maybe some questions you guys have, but that's going to be going up in price next week, so grab it while you can. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first form of outreach I'm going to talk about is obviously cold email. That is the baseline of outreach for really starting any business, especially with SMMA and marketing agencies in general. For me, cold emailing has worked okay. It hasn't worked the best. Here's why I think it might not be the best for people that are starting out. So when you're emailing stores and you don't necessarily have those warm leads, people aren't necessarily looking for your work. When you're doing cold email, you can send as many as you want through different softwares like Apollo, Limlist, MailChimp, whatever it may be. But again, those are cold emails, people that aren't necessarily looking for your work. And unless you're a master copywriter, those open rates, those conversion rates may not be the best. Now, that being said, they can work very well. I have had a few clients that I've got through cold email, and really it's just a matter of time before you start to figure out what works, what doesn't work in terms of copywriting. And the only thing that I can say in this kind of field is experience. The more you do it, the more you figure out what works, what doesn't. But that's also why I link some templates down below to get you started on a good note that you can use just off the bat. So how can you start cold emailing? Where can you even begin to do so? Well, I'm a huge advocate for hunter.io on this page. So you're really just going to go into your niche. Just Google, like if you're an e-commerce agency that deals with t-shirt companies, you can type in t-shirt streetwear, go to like the 7th, 8th page, look at all these websites that don't have great marketing, and get their personal emails with hunter.io, which by the way has a 30-day free trial. You're going to grab their emails, put them in a list, like an Excel sheet or something, or a Google Sheets if you don't have Excel. And essentially when you get to 100, 200, 300, maybe even 500 contacts, you can put them all into a free service like Apollo.io, which is what my agency uses, and you can plug them in and send that 500 emails at a time. I've talked to people in my consultation service that it really only takes, I would say probably 5 to 6 hours to get that many contacts. If you're really just going hard at it, it's not that hard. So just start with grabbing those emails and grabbing those contacts, and use the templates down below for that cold email service as well, and you should be well on your way to grabbing your first client. Now, that's definitely a good baseline, and I wouldn't say it's the best. Cold email is definitely a good starting place when you have your agency in the early stages. The next that I'm going to talk about is warm emails or warm leads. So essentially you're doing the same thing. You're grabbing those leads with hunter.io, but you're doing it through a website that may want your services, or a company that may want your services. So I'm a huge advocate for Upwork on this channel. So you can go through Upwork, you can grab those leads, put them into a huge list again, or for these warm leads, especially on Upwork, you can email them personally just right then and there. That's what I prefer, because in Upwork, people like to sign people in a timely manner, and if you can get there as soon as possible, that may be the best method to go with. Again, the copywriting is different for the warm leads because they're looking for your work, so you do want to word it a little bit differently. One thing that I have noticed that works very well is you kind of guarantee results, especially if you have results in the past. So say like if you're just starting out, you can say if you want to do video editing for a YouTube channel, you can say, hey, I will do 5 videos for you for $200, and if I don't double your impressions with those 5 videos, then I'll work for you for free. That's a huge incentive for the person who has the YouTube channel, for the person who wants to grow, and you're providing services for them that they may not even have to pay for. So you can get those clients under your belt by kind of providing that service, and then once you do prove that you kind of double their impressions, you can charge them a decent amount too. But that's obviously just for video editing. You can obviously you can kind of switch and turn this into any way depending on what your services are for your marketing agency. But offering kind of that free incentive is huge, especially when starting out, because you kind of guarantee results, and if they don't get the results, then you don't get paid. But it teaches you good kind of best practices. One of the things when people are first starting out, they don't understand marketing, but they want to start a marketing agency. You have to know how to market to start a marketing agency. And I know that may come as a shocker, but you have to get some clients under your belt, get some experience under your belt, and maybe work for free before you even kind of start making your first pieces of money, because that's the most important thing. You know, people are trusting you with their business, people are paying you to grow their business, and you have to know how to do these things. So offer your services for free through those warm leads, but this also goes for paying clients as well. Obviously, those warm leads are looking for your work, and you can email them, especially, you know, you can use services like Upwork. You can also buy a leads list off of Fiverr. I know that there's people on Fiverr that charge like 20, 30, maybe up to $50 for like a huge email list that you can plug into Apollo.io, again, like I mentioned, but they're already warm leads that are provided to you. All you have to do is pay that money up front, which may be worth your time. And I haven't really tried this myself, but I have had agency owners come to me and tell me that they've done that and that has worked. So I would give it a go, especially if you have a budget that you're not spending anything on. I would give it a go and just see if it works, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, you know. The third outreach method that I'm going to talk about is DMing, specifically IG, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Now, there are huge advocates for LinkedIn out there because it's obviously a business platform or app, but you can go on there, look for e-commerce brand owners and directly email them or send them a DM. I know that LinkedIn has a premium service that's like $100 a month, which is a lot to start out with, but I would maybe use that free trial. I think they have a 30-day free trial as well, but you can then go in and message people that you otherwise couldn't have emailed. But there are different methods for every platform. For Instagram, I made a video on, you know, cold DMing Instagram accounts or pages, and there's different processes for each app. So for Instagram, you would go through the shop tab on the very bottom right of your app and look for shops that are selling something on Instagram, and you can get those leads off that tab because you know that they're selling something. Check out their page, check out their website. If they could improve, then you DM them and they may be interested. On Facebook, it's a little different. In the search tab, you're just going to type in like whatever your niche is. We'll use the same example, like t-shirt e-commerce store, and you can find all these pages that are selling t-shirts. Maybe it's streetwear, it's outdoor wear, it's summer wear, whatever it may be, like swimwear. You can then DM them based off of their ads, and you are able to see their ads by looking at page transparency on their page. I also covered this in a recent video, so feel free to check that out. But pretty much you're just going down the line, and you can do 30, 40, 50 of these per day, and all you're really starting the conversation is with, hi, like I really enjoyed your ad, or I saw your ad, I really liked it, who's running your marketing? And that just, you know, it doesn't come across as a, you know, somebody that wants to sell themselves necessarily. It comes across as maybe a concerned customer, or maybe an admirable customer that really enjoys their marketing and their advertising. So you can go about it that way, but DMing is the easiest form of outreach and the one that takes the least time, because you can do it in your spare time. You can do it while you're like walking on the treadmill. I've done that before. And then same for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, you're just looking up the groups, e-commerce groups, DMing these people directly, and they take the least amount of time because you can do them from your phone. You can also do them from your computer. There's more like variability with that. But if I had to pick one outreach method to go with, I would go with warm emails, because again, the leads are already warm. They're looking for your work, and they're already like, you know, kind of expecting people to email them. So as long as your copy is good and you're starting off on the right foot, there's definitely a chance you can get meetings set and close your clients and maybe close your first client. I'm going to be making a video soon based off cold emailing and how you can start right away, and kind of like a step-by-step video on how you can get the leads, put them into a list, and then send the email blast, and kind of do that every single week. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe and like button. Again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm really looking forward to hitting that 5-10K mark. If you did enjoy the video, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.